everyone, and welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. So today, I want to go through some advanced words with you in Spanish. Now, you might ask yourself, what's advanced? Advanced can mean very different things to very different people. Now, I've chosen these words considering where they appear. For instance, a lot of these words you won't find in GCSE papers. Some you might, very few you might, the majority you won't. But where you will find these words, you'll find them when you're reading books written in Spanish for Spanish people, for Spanish-speaking people, where the level is just normal Spanish. You will hear them when you are talking to someone perhaps a little bit older than you, someone who has probably studied, someone who reads a lot. You will hear some of these a lot depending on your circle. Obviously, if you hang around with younger people, perhaps not so much. But these are words that I hear often, whether it's on the news, whether it's coming from friends, Spanish friends, or whether it's from books. So this is where I've chosen these words from. And also, I've taken into consideration vocab that students have asked me. Miss, what does this mean? Oh, I don't understand this. Can you explain this? So this is where I've got my compilation from. Okay, this is where these words have come from. And also, words I've come across either when I was studying or even later that I thought, oh, I haven't heard this word much. What does it mean? And so here I am making your job a little bit lighter by explaining these words to you. So as usual, I've got columns, I've got verbs, I've got adjectives, and I've got nouns for you, okay? So I'm just going to start with our adjectives. There might be some words that you do recognize, and yay to you if you do, because I do consider all of these quite advanced indeed. Okay, right. So the first word I have for you on my adjective list is asequible, asequible. Okay, la casa era bastante asequible. Okay, la casa era asequible. Okay, asequible means affordable. Okay, so something is affordable. It's asequible, affordable. It's not out of your reach. Okay, it's affordable. You can afford to buy it. Asequible. Okay. Muy bien. Last week I asked some kids, I was observing a psychology class, and I said, what's your favorite word? To a couple of guys sitting at the back. And one of them said, efímero. And I thought, oh, that's so interesting because I actually love this word. Efímero means short-lived. So, maybe you could say something like, la felicidad fue efímera porque muy pronto perdió su trabajo. So her joy was short-lived because shortly afterwards she lost her job. Efímero means something that doesn't last very long. It's short-lived, it is fleeting, it just doesn't last very long. Okay, short-lived. I love that word, just the way it sounds as well. So that definitely had to be on the list for advanced words. And it's funny that he chose that word because somebody else previously had mentioned that word as a beautiful word. So there you go, efímero. Don't forget the accent on the I. Okay? Right. Espabilado. You might have heard this actually. Espabilado, you can use to describe a person. If someone's quite bright, you can say, ooh, es un niño muy espabilado. He's a very bright kid. You know, espabilado, sharp as a tack. Could be translated as that. Yes, it's someone who's bright, clever, muy espabilado. Okay, he's very bright. Right, I do like that one for you. Okay, this one I am sure if you're doing higher paper you would have seen this. Llamativo. Llamativo. Something is llamativo. It stands out. It's flamboyant. It might be a color. It might be bright. A bright color would be muy llamativo. Es una persona. Es una mujer llamativa. It's flamboyant. Yeah. I'm not sure if flamboyant has a OU. Check that for me. Flamboyant. Flamboyant. It's a thing with looking everything up. I've used to be a strong speller. At the moment, I'm doubting myself. No, it doesn't have a U. Flamboy, as in a boy. It's quite flamboyant. Okay? Bright, flamboyant, out there, but really catches your attention. Es llamativo, catches your attention. Es llamativo, okay? This word, I absolutely love this one, okay? Despampanante. Try and repeat that word, despampanante. Despampanante just means stunning. Mi madre es una mujer despampanante. My mother is a stunning woman, okay? Love that. Despampanante, stunning. Okay? Not just your ordinary beautiful, but absolutely stunning. That's a big word. It's a long word as well. It's a mouthful. Try and get your tongue around that. Despampanante. Right. Fútil. Reminded me of útil, which is useful, with the F on it. Fútil, it means futile. It's useless, it's pointless. Fútil, okay? There you go. Eufórico. Eufórico. Euphoric. It's quite similar in English, isn't it? Ecstatic, okay? It's mucha emoción, no? It creates a lot of, it brings out emotion in you. Ecstatic, okay? Emotive. Alentador. Alentador, I've put this in the verb section as well because I think it's worth you knowing the verb and the adjective. And it's when something is uplifting, okay? Or encouraging, okay? Esa charla fue muy alentadora, okay? That talk was very uplifting. Absolutely, I came away having learned a lot, okay? Fue alentadora la charla de esta mañana, okay? This morning's chat was rather uplifting. It was indeed, okay? Right, next one I've got for you. You cannot see this, so I'm going to have to adjust this down a little bit, okay? Right, so I have to do like this. Calado is another word for mojado, which is wet, okay? Calado. Mírate, estás calado. Look at you, you're soaking wet. Calado, or calada if you're a girl. And the next one is despiadado. Es un hombre despiadado. He's a cruel man. Okay? So instead of putting cruel, you could put despiadado because it just sounds so much more, it's just so much stronger than cruel, doesn't it? Okay. We are doing some homemade stuff today. Can you see that? Okay, so as I mentioned before, let me see if this is better without this light. Perhaps not. Very dark. We're just going to have to live with the light. Live with the light. Let's see. Can you see a little bit better? Probably not. It's just a bit dark. The light does not help, but if I take the light off, you won't see anything at all, right? Okay, so for your verbs, I've got, as we saw down below, alentador, which was uplifting. The verb here, alentar, is to encourage, okay? Encourage. Animar is another word. Instead of using animar, because no, you know animar as in to cheer up. Animate, cheer up, to cheer somebody up. Animarle a alguien, okay? So it's to uplift, okay? To uplift would be the verb, or to encourage. Okay, you might be encouraging a certain behavior in someone. Right. Alabar? No, I don't know why I put that. It's avalar. I write very fast, and then I make silly mistakes, as do we all. Okay, avalar is when you act as a guarantor for someone. Say, for instance, you're going to buy a house. You need someone to co-sign, okay, to say that if you don't pay, that other person will pay, okay? So, avalar, which also means to support, okay? Muy bien. This one you're going to like a lot. You're going to like a lot. Okay, poner el listón muy alto. That's a whole sentence for you. How can you not like that? I know you. You love it, right? Poner el listón muy alto means to set the bar really high or very high. Okay, poner el listón muy alto. To set the bar or the standard. So, for instance, my friend Maria. Am I starting in English? Mi amiga María pone el listón muy alto cuando de hombres se habla. Okay? So my friend Maria sets the bar really high when it comes to men. There you go. Okay? Or maybe your parents ponen el listón muy alto cuando de la educación hablamos. Okay, so when we're talking about education, your parents set the bar really high. Okay, there's a real high standard. Okay, it's expected. Okay, not nowhere down there. The bar is up here. It's been set very high, so you have to perform. Okay, right. This one, rendirse, to give up. No te rindas nunca en la vida. No te rindas nunca. Never give up. That's a really good sentence, actually. And it's in the subjunctive, write it down. No te rindas. Okay? No te rindas. Don't give up. Okay. I have a Spanish student, Alicia, and the first time I heard this, I've had her for ages, I've had her forever, and the first time I heard this word, it was from her. Mufarse de. Okay, and it means to make fun of someone, to laugh at someone. You know, once you hear a word or an expression once, then you tend to hear it loads of times afterwards. Because I remember the specific day that she mentioned this expression. And after I'd heard it from Alicia, I started hearing mufarse de all over the place. I was like, okay. And I feel as though that often happens, where you haven't heard a word and then all of a sudden you hear it, and then you're hearing it everywhere after that. Okay, mufarse de, to laugh at someone. Okay, yeah. Se mufaron del niño en el parque. They made fun of the kid in the park, the child in the park. Okay, good. Next word, disminuir. That's a nice formal word actually, okay, which means to reduce, okay, or to go down, to lessen, to reduce. Disminuir. Hay que disminuir la cantidad de agua que malgastamos. Okay, so we have to reduce the amount of water we waste, which is true. We do waste a lot of water. Right, let's carry on. Estar a años luz de. If you translate this one, you've got to be light years away. And it means no tener nada que ver. So, no tener nada que ver means it has nothing to do with, like, it's completely different Okay, so if you're comparing two things, you can say, está a años luz de la otra cosa. Okay, so it's completely different from whatever it is you are comparing. To be different, to be very different, está a años luz. Okay, right. Next one, actually, I did mention this other one in last week's video. So if you haven't seen that, you might find it useful to have a little look at that video. But I like to repeat things so you don't miss it. You don't miss anything. Marcar un antes y un después. Is this a very used expression? Absolutely. It absolutely is. And it just refers to a pivotal point in whatever you're doing, or it might be that you're marking a milestone, okay? A turning point. So imagine I was living a normal life and then something happened. So nació mi hijo. Y eso marcó un antes y un después. So the birth of my child was a turning point for me. Perhaps I was acting a certain way, and after my son was born, it was a turning point. I decided to change, as people do. This is an example, right? Okay, marcar un antes y un después. Okay, to either mark a milestone or turning point. Okay, a turning point in life or in an event. Okay, it's a moment where something happens and the trend changes. The behavior changes at a certain point. Okay, if you look at a graph, you might be looking at a graph and talking about economy. And you get to 2008, for example, and you see a massive downfall, a massive drop in income, or you could say, okay, that was a turning point. Something happened there. What happened there? Okay, turning point. Next, hurgar. It's an interesting word, isn't it? Can you see it? Hurgar, hurgar. I hope you can see it well. Hurgar. Okay, I'm going to do this. Hurgar means when you, for example, you go through someone's things, you rummage through my drawer. ¿Por qué estás hurgando en mis cosas? Why are you rummaging through my things? Okay, so to rummage, to go through, to dig up and go through my stuff. Okay, I'm going to keep holding this because I feel as though the camera is way too far away. Okay? Okay, so there you go. This next one, acurrucarse, I love. Acurrucarse is to curl up. You know that position you take. For example, if you're in a sofa and it's cold, te acurrucas al lado de tu madre. Okay, you curl up in the sofa next to your mom. To curl up. Okay, this is that position, acurrucarse. You have a cuddle next to someone as well, yeah? You curl up in a ball and it's just to have a little snuggle, okay? That's what that means, and I love it. I do use this verb a lot. Okay, and so that is it in terms of your verbs. But I did not lie to you. We have to go over our nouns. So, let's see what nouns I have for you. Okay, can you see? Okay, we have quite a few, and so I'm going to go through those. Okay, I feel as though we're wobbly. Are we wobbly? I feel as though we are just a little bit wobbly. Okie dokie. So, indigente. And indigente, you might have seen this on your vocab list as another word for a homeless person. It does actually mean to be poverty-stricken. So a poor person would be un indigente, okay? O una persona viviendo en la calle, un sin techo, sería un indigente. Okay, that's a word you will see, and so it's useful to have that on your list. Then instead of saying poor, you could say indigente if there's someone who is in a dire situation of poverty. Okay? A word someone asked me this week was this, aserin. She was reading a book and she didn't quite know what aserin was, and so I thought I'd make that be one of our words on the list. And it just means sawdust. Okay, so el polvo de la madera. You know, when you saw the dust, it's what's left. The verb would be cerrar, which is to saw, or to saw off something. You get a board and you saw it off, and it's, yeah, that's the verb, acerrar or cerrar, to saw off something, the sawdust. So it's the residue that's left when you cut wood or board or whatever it might be. Okay? Okay, liston, we saw it here. I think, yes, we did, within the verbs. Liston, which is the bar or the standard. Remember? About setting high standards. Liston. Okay? The bar. Right here. This you see a lot. I see this a lot, and you will hear it a lot on the news. You will often hear it in formal settings. Not so formal sometimes, but mostly formal. Bretta. Okay, so bretta refers to the gap that there is between people or ideas or countries or whatever it is. So I'm giving you a sentence here. So it is gap. La brecha entre la del norte y la del sur está cada vez más grande. So the gap between the people from the north and the people of the south is bigger and bigger all the time. Okay, it's getting bigger and bigger. So it's a gap. Not necessarily a physical gap, but a more abstract idea of a gap. Okay, so the gap between rich and poor, for example, la brecha entre los ricos y los pobres. Okay, la brecha. Okay. Orzuelo. I am prone to having these. Touch wood, I don't want one right now. Okay, I haven't had one for a while, so I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to put this down here because I feel as though we've missed a bit here. Okay, orzuelo. Orzuelo is a stye, and I tend to get them on my left eye quite a lot. I don't know why. Could that be something to do with the fact that I'm left-handed? So it's a stye, un orzuelo. That's the question. ¿Te salen a ti los orzuelos a menudo? Do you get styes a lot? That's the question. Go, you can answer that for me. I am terrible. I'm always dropping these bits of talk. Okay, right, so I'm going to finish up with these last few. Plagio. My spelling is atrocious. Plagio. Plagiarism. Why did I put this on? Well, because especially if you're off to university, it's a good word to know to make sure that you don't commit it in Spanish or in English, okay? Plagio, plagiarism. Sorteo, raffle, you might have seen that. A good advanced word, I would say intermediate to advanced word, atajo, ¿okay? No quiero llegar tarde, así que voy a coger un atajo por aquí, okay? Can you guess what it means? Shortcut indeed, okay? Shortcut. Okay, I'm going to take a shortcut this way because I don't want to be late. Next, suministro, supply. Tienes que llevar un suministro importante. Okay, suministro, supply. And last but not least, rendimiento. What does rendimiento mean? It means your performance. Tu rendimiento este año ha sido excepcional. Okay, so your performance this year, did I say año? Yes, this year has been exceptional. Okay, performance. I hope that you found this video somehow useful. and I hope you're going away having learned at least 10 new words. Let me know down below, what did you learn from this lesson? I hope you are going away with something new, but do share. What was it? Okay? Share another advanced word that you might have learned recently or that you just find interesting. Share with us. That's what we're here to do. Anyways, guys, if you've lasted until now, a massive well done. Que te quiero mucho. And until next time, and if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please, it is free to do so. Hazlo por ahí por abajo. El botón rojito, púlsalo, okay? And until next time, take care. Bye.